Alright, so that's the second layer, and at this point it should already be starting to look a little bit like rock. Um, if you're doing game terrain, you could stop there if you wanted to. Uh, One thing to note is that the paint is going to dry darker than when you put it on. So when you're doing this area, you see all this light stuff, you come around, you get all the way around, and you're thinking, hey, where'd my paint go? It's there, it's deepening the highlights, and it's a huge temptation to want to get more paint and put it on there because you think it's gone. Don't do that. Just trust yourself. Just go on to the next layer. All right, so we're going to use just a lighter gray now, a third gray. Oh, and don't go washing your brush out. It's called dry brushing. You want a dry brush, so just wipe all the stuff off on a paper towel. That's good enough. And go on to the next one. Now this one you're going to be wiping off quite a bit of this and doing even lighter strokes. And this is just going to build up a little bit at a time to give you deeper and deeper colors. Okay, so there's our last gray color. And you can see I'm not having to let this part dry very much. I mean, it's going on pretty dry anyway. So I don't know if you can see the coloration very good on here, but it's starting to look pretty much like rock. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of white as a final highlight, just plain white. And you aren't going to need much. So again, just scrub off the brush. And you want barely any paint on the brush this time. And go real light. Okay, so there's the white. Very light. I don't know if you could tell with the time lapse, but I never dipped my brush in the white. I went over this whole thing, and in fact had to wipe my brush off a little bit more on the paper towel because I had a little much on there. It's okay if you accidentally hit a spot where you put too much on. That's what flock is for. We'll cover that up later. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of yellow, and I mean a very little bit of yellow. I'm just going to grab a tiny little bit of that, mix it into this blob of white, and you don't want much at all because that yellow really stands out. Now all I'm going to do is hit the very top edges of some things just to kind of give it a little bit of sunshine. Okay, so the trick with that is just think about where you're going to have the sun coming from, or where you're going to imagine it, and just hit the very top edges of things from that angle. You probably can't even see the yellow on the video. It's a very, very slight tint. So that's it for the painting. The only thing we really have left to do is to get some foliage or whatever other kind of decoration you want on here. So let's go ahead and do that.